from Meyer Friendly Kitchen. Today we're going to be making chicken pot pie popovers. It's a recipe that I came up with for a cookbook that I'm working on, and it uses food pantry staple items like canned vegetables, canned chicken. It's super fast to put together, and it's easy to take on the go. So for after school activities, if you have tutoring or baseball games or anything else like that, you can just make this really fast, quick dinner. It's pretty nutritionally dense, and I hope you enjoy it. So I'm going to go over and open up some cans and rinse off my vegetables and get started here. So the chicken comes, in the can. You want to make sure you drain it. It does come with preservatives. A lot of it is sodium based, which is, helps keep it preserved. So you just want to drain the chicken and just kind of push all that water out, because that also helps with getting a lot of that salt out of the can. The chicken canning has been around for a really long time. It has a way of preservation, and so it's just a really inexpensive way to get protein into your diet when you're on a budget, especially when they have the can sales at your grocery stores. And the vegetables you want to drain and rinse because again, you're just trying to get rid of all that kind of excess sodium from the vegetables that was used to help preserve the vegetables, just to lower, the salt intake for a lot of people with high blood pressure or heart disease. You want to watch that for yourself. So now that the chicken is drained and the vegetables are rinsed and drained, we're going to take this back to our station and get everything together. Okay. So we are going to use all this chicken in here. This is very quick to put together. So all that chicken in there, break up the big chunks. And then we're actually only going to take about half these vegetables because they're pretty chunky. And so we'll save the other half for another dish. And we're going to take 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, whatever brand you want. This is a 10.5-ounce can. You're not going to dilute this. The can itself when you make the soup, it calls for you to actually dilute the soup itself because it's concentrated. But you're not going to dilute it for this dish. You're going to keep it nice and thick and gravy because it's going to keep things together. And then in here I have half a teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of thyme, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Remember, it's packed with sodium already for preservatives, but that actually doesn't add to flavor. So you want to add a little bit of seasoning back in, but we are trying to reduce the salt intake for health. I'm just going to mix that all up. Until it's combined together, nice and creamy. Make sure you get all that chicken mixed in there too. So nice and creamy all together. So it looks like that. It's a nice thick, base. Then you're going to take some biscuit dough. Now, you can take whatever biscuit dough you like to use. You want to preheat your oven to whatever the biscuit dough that you purchase recommendations are. So this one was 350. So I have preheated my oven to 350, and I'm going to follow the directions for the biscuits. I hate that. It happens to me all the time. I always jump. I don't like scary movies. I don't like jump scares. It's for whatever reason, biscuits scare me. So this usually comes with 8 biscuits. You're just going to separate them, and you're going to pull one out. Make sure you're working on a clean surface, and you're just going to roll them out a little bit until they get to about 1/4 inch thick or so. So just nice and even. And then you're going to take about a tablespoon, like a heaping tablespoon here, of filling and put it in the center, maybe a little bit more. Okay. And then you're going to take a little water and you're going to go around and you're just going to do that on 1/2, like a half moon, and that's going to help the dough seal itself together. So you just push that down, making just like a little pocket, like I said. It's almost like every culture has some kind of pocket like this. You have Italians, they have raviolis. You have Asian cultures, they have dumplings. Spanish cultures have empanadas. So you just want to kind of close it up, seal it up, and make yourself a little dough like that. Put it on your baking dish that's lined and repeat. So I'm going to do this with the other 7 biscuits here. And just roll it out. You don't have to be perfect. Like I said, nice heaping, filling there. Line the outside with your water. It just helps the dough stick together. Push it down. Keep it together. And you want to try to keep the filling from pouring out when it's cooking. Pinch it nice together and lay it on your dish. These are, again, very super easy to make, very quick in the oven. They'll bake up depending on your dough. These where the type of dough that you purchase, these will bake up in about 13 to 15 minutes. So you could put them ahead of time and then just warm them up for school or right after school snacks even, because they're just so handy. I would consider a serving to be 2 of them together, because then it gives you a nice, filling serving. But, you might just want to grab 1 as a snack. And this recipe, this filling, actually will make 2 full cans of biscuit dough filling. So we're going to actually make a total of 16, which again to me would make about 8 servings or so. Okay, pinch it together. This is also sometimes some people like to make these kinds of foods for parties and whatnot. I remember the first time I made these as just an idea that I had for the cookbook. My husband was like, "What are you making?" But he was like, "Wow, that's actually really good." This is just a way for you to really understand that just because things come in a can, just because they are cheap or low cost, does not mean that they cannot be or complete a meal, right? You have in this, you have your carbohydrates, you have proteins, you have vegetables, you have fat. This is a really great, complex, nutritionally dense type of meal, even though it doesn't look like much. But it's something that you can put together at a low cost. Each of these servings comes in right around $1.80 per serving, and that's 8 servings. So if you wanted to cut the recipe in half, um, then because that would put you just under $16 for 8 servings. So if you wanted to cut it in half, say you only want 4 servings for a family of 4, or even less, then your cost would just go down from there. So you could feed a family of 4 with 4 servings for around $8, which is always low cost is the way to go. So we're almost done with this last 2. I'm just going to bake 1 tray for the sake of time, but I will complete the other tray because my daughter likes these actually as well. But I'll show you what they look like when they come out. Okay. And if, when you're in the midst of cookings, there's a possibility that they could open up or they could, spill out or whatever the case may be, just scoop it up, put it in a bowl. I mean, it is supposed to be like a pot pie, right? I mean, so it's pot pie filling, just put it in a bowl and eat it with a spoon. And just use the bread as like a biscuit dough on top, you know, like a pot pie would. So, okay. So I'm going to put these in, and then I'm going to work on another tray once these are in the oven. So I'm just going to space these out just a little bit more so that they have room to pop up. Oh, see, this one's not closing all the way. This one might spill out. But you know what? That's okay. I think I put a little too much water in there. Okay. Yeah, if you put too much water, it actually does the complete opposite. Instead of helping it stick, it refuses to allow it to stick. So that one might open up. We'll see how it goes. So we're going to put these in the preheated oven at 350 for about 13 to 15 minutes per the manufacturer's guidelines for these biscuits. And we'll see how they come out when they're done. Okay, so the timer just went off on the popovers, so I'm gonna take them out of the oven. Oh, they are nice and golden brown on top. Beautiful. And that guy didn't open up. Woohoo! I love when things work out, even when you don't think they're going to. Wow, they look so good. So this is what I'm talking about. Nice little popovers. They can just, you can take them on the go with you. That really nice golden crust here. That nice brown biscuit, flaky. It's going to be so good. Just going to cut into this now. I'm not going to eat it because it is going to be so hot, but you can trust me, it tastes delicious. I just want to show you what it looks like on the inside. So nice, so beautiful, really delicious, filling. Oh, all right, I just taste a little bit of that. I don't recommend eating off a knife. Don't do this. Do as I say, done as I do. Wait, that doesn't work. It's a cooking channel. Oh my gosh, it is so good. The filling is just so creamy. That cream of mushroom soup really just thinned out a little bit as it got heated up. The biscuit is super flaky. So I hope you guys try this recipe. If you want more recipes like this, like and subscribe my channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.